Welcome to the Concept Vibes channel, TikTok reaction show. Like, share, and subscribe for more. I just wanna let you know you're welcome to the Concept Vibes channel, TikTok reaction show. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Put your comments down below. Much love to all the viewers out of it, yo. This here is a TikTok reaction show.
Yo, y'all know what it is and y'all know who it be. It's your boy LED, and we finna get into some mind-tingling TikToks. You're seeing? If you like what I'm doing and I'm doing it well, do your boy a favor and hit that bell, like, share, and subscribe. You're seeing? You ready? Let's go. Concept.
There's a city underwater. Okay, there's a 100,000 square foot biodome on the floor of the ocean, which has essentially been drained of all water, creating a breathable, oxygenated interior on the ocean floor. It's massive. I'm talking 50,000 feet high, miles in circumference. They basically began colonizing it. Okay, first they built cities, infrastructure, laying the groundwork for commerce, effective transportation systems, but it gets even darker. Okay, they didn't colonize it with people who know what's going on. Okay, they took human embryos, right? And they began raising this colony of kids who had no idea of any world outside of this environment, and raised them in here with a fabricated worldview, false beliefs. Okay, they think that that biodome is their entire universe, and anything outside of it is just a completely unknown abyss, right? Like, this is basically a deranged experiment carried out by these maniacs. Like, imagine taking one of those people out of there and bringing them up here. Like, just imagine the shock. Scariest part is there are dozens upon dozens of these biodome experiments down there. Like, they're creating a fabricated mini-universe paradigm where these biodomes are different planets, and the people in the colonies just don't know.
You know, that's cold. Like, 100%, I believe that's what's going on. 100% real. Like, who's to say that's not our situation? You know what I mean? Like, people always say we live in a dome, talking this firmament talk, you know what I mean? Like, who's to say that's what's not going on right now with us? Thinking that we're on a surface.
There are persons that are on the planet now that are the cycle breakers. They're the ones that are breaking the mold of their family line. They're the ones that are breaking the patterns that came through their family line. And the reason why they're able to do this is because they're the ones who actually came and actually have the ability to feel all the pain from their entire lineage. Everybody else was numbing and dumbing down the pain, numbing the emotional trauma, numbing it down, keeping it as a family secret, pretending it wasn't happening, hoping that it would disappear. And it was just being passed down the bloodline. What's happening now, which is part of the whole awakening process, is that there are a group of people that are here on the planet now that are feeling everything from their entire bloodline. And they're feeling it so they can break it, shut it down. It looks like a mental health.
And they said,
They decided, hey. And so people who are looking on, especially in their family, they're going to say, oh, you are mentally unstable because you are not willing to suppress this pain like your grandmother and your great-grandmother and everybody else did. You are not willing to, what's wrong with you? There's something wrong with you. So we really have to be very careful about how we look at mental health within the context of the awakening. Because some of the people that are experiencing all of this is because they're the ones, buck stops right here. I am not taking this. I am not passing this on to my child. I am going to rebel. I'm going to act crazy until y'all get it.
Generational curses. Yeah, what you don't break, it'll remake. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't change the channel, you'll see the reruns.
Weird facts you probably didn't know. Bacteria that cause body odor actually eat our sweat. The bacteria on our skin break down the proteins in our sweat, producing a foul-smelling byproduct in the process. This is what causes body odor, not the sweat itself. Cats can recognize their owner's voice but often choose to ignore it. Cats can distinguish their owner's voice from that of a stranger, but they frequently don't respond to it. This is because cats, unlike dogs, have not been domesticated to obey human commands and are more independent by nature. Follow for more bizarre facts.
They doing some pretty cool facts, you know what I mean? They was alright.
Guess which real-life celebrity scientist was secretly a pothead? Here's a hint. He was the patron saint of nerds. He made science look cool. He inspired Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson to become scientists. They both met him. He kept his drug use on the down low so it wouldn't hurt his reputation as a serious scientist. But he got so angry that cannabis was illegal, he published an essay about it in 1971. But he wrote it under a pseudonym, Mr. X, so no one knew it was him. It wasn't until after he died, almost 30 years later, that his secret was finally revealed. It was astronomer Carl Sagan, host of the TV show Cosmo. He believed cannabis helped him relive his childhood memories, prolong his orgasms, and let him see little movies on the inside of his eyelid. Then he went too far and said while he didn't advocate driving while high, quote, "I can tell you from personal experience, it can certainly be done." Whoa, not cool, Carl Sagan. Driving while high is not okay.
And super not surprised by that. Come on now. Everybody burn the fire. Who don't smoke a little herb?
What's up? What's up? Me no know what is that?
Strangest things in history that really happened. So back in 1915, a woman from South Carolina named Essie Dunbar suffered an epileptic seizure that caused her to collapse and quit breathing. A doctor was summoned and he checked Essie for a pulse, and he declared her deceased. Soon after that, Essie's family arranged for a quick funeral. The funeral was held at a local church. Essie's body was placed in a wooden coffin and lowered into her grave, as mourners gathered around to pay their respects. The problem is, while all this was going on, Essie's sister was out of town, which made her late for the services. By the time she got there, Essie's coffin had already been placed into the grave and covered with dirt. When Essie's sister realized that Essie had already been buried, she begged the three presiding ministers to give her one last chance to see her sister's face. The three preachers collectively sighed, and they agreed. So they dug Essie up and hauled the coffin back to the surface. Then they unscrewed the lid and unsealed the coffin. That's when all hell broke loose. That's because Essie Dunbar sat straight up in her coffin and smiled at everyone. People began screaming and running for their lives. The three preachers got knocked over into the grave. Two of them trampled the third one, breaking several of that priest's ribs. Things grew even worse after that when Essie climbed out of her coffin and began chasing after the mourners who were all running away from her, thinking Essie was a zombie. Even after that, it took some convincing for some of the locals to believe that Essie wasn't a zombie. Essie Dunbar went on to live for another 47 years until finally passing away in May of 1962 at age 77. This time was for keeps. At least I think it was.
Could you imagine being at a funeral and somebody get out of the coffin with a big smile and start chasing people?
In 1950, San Francisco became the center of a shocking government experiment. Operation Sea Spray involved spraying a bacteria called Serratia marcescens into the air. The goal? To test how easily a biological agent could spread in a city. But the consequences were far-reaching and alarming. Residents reported mysterious illnesses, including respiratory issues and urinary tract infections. What's even more startling is that the military conducted this operation without informing the public. Imagine living your life unaware that you were part of a secret experiment. The bacteria spread not just in the air, but also contaminated the local waterways. The fallout was significant. A man later died from an infection linked to the experiment. Investigations revealed that the government had used unsuspecting citizens as guinea pigs. This raises serious ethical questions. How far should governments go in the name of national security? The legacy of Operation Sea Spray serves as a grim reminder of the potential dangers of unchecked experimentation. Today, it fuels ongoing debates about transparency and accountability in government actions. The echoes of this operation still resonate, reminding us to question what lies beneath the surface. Follow for more mysteries.
Yo, they do it all the time. Everybody's a guinea pig or a lab rat. Real talk. The government experiment with us all the time. Food, air, water, vitamins, medicine.
Even when someone dies physically, you are actually still given a choice to continue the physical life. Many of you have actually died, but have chosen to continue to live that physical life. Sometimes you don't know it, you don't remember it because it doesn't serve you to remember that moment of choice. Sometimes you create for yourself the idea of what you call a close call.
Right.
Ooh, I don't know how I got out of that alive. But I seemingly did. Well, the truth is you may not have. You may have actually died. But then the guides may have said, are you sure you really want to go on? Or did you want to continue the life in a parallel reality to make it seem as if you want to explore something in that life that's still going on, but you know it's a parallel reality? And you said yes. So then you will simply wake up and go, wow, that was a close one. Maybe not even remembering that you actually died and were given a choice to go on or come back. So the point is you're always in control of what's going on. So if you are still here, if you can still open your eyes, you must have made a choice that says that continuing to experience this physical reality in the way you're experiencing it is actually part of the way you wanted to evolve. There's something that's going to happen that will add to you in a way that simply going into the non-physical won't give you. Otherwise, you would leave.
All right, now 2 questions. What you think about what he said? And what you think about my boy Basha? Cap or tap? You know what I mean? Is he cap in or tap in? Let me know in the comments.
Weird historical facts I bet you didn't know. Cleopatra was alive closer in time to the year 2400 than she was to the construction of the Great Pyramids. In 1698, Peter the Great introduced a beard tax so that no peasant would decide to have a beard. A study that was done in 2003 found that 1 in 200 men alive at the time were a direct descendant of Genghis Khan. That was roughly 32 million men worldwide. In 1998, 1,200 bones from human bodies were found in the basement of Benjamin Franklin's house. It is thought that he used the bodies to study human anatomy. Halloween historically originated in Ireland over 2,000 years ago. Napoleon used to have a special coin, and before every battle he would gather his army and flip the coin. He would say, "If it lands on tails, it means God is with us," and we charged straight into the battle. Every time Napoleon did this, the coin landed on tails, and the entire army would always win their battles as they felt God was on their side. But after Napoleon's death, it was revealed that the coin was actually a double-sided coin with tails on both sides.
Alright, so yo, them facts was cool. Y'all know I gotta keep some facts in rotation. You know what I mean? The more you know. Museum. Them facts was cool. Most of them I knew. A beard tax is petty as fuck. And the coin. That one shows you how easy it is to manipulate one's perception and how powerful one's belief system can truly be, physically.
There are about 35 nations that have already agreed to expose their top secret files on these UFOs or UAPs. This is real. These are real. See, the enemy doesn't want us to think about the prospect of us or there being something in the world more powerful than them. They want you to see the F-52 bomber and the jet moving at the speed of sound and see the Air Force and the Russian military and think that they're the all-powerful. But the minute that we are made to know that there's a power in this world from God that's real, with real machines that will trump their power, then we begin to see them in a different light. I'll just say this. It'd be good for the viewers to get the book Message to the Black Man and crack open and go to page 290 and start reading about the wheel and the dynamics of how it came into existence. Do you know that in 1993, the FEMA has in their fire manual a section on chapter 13 dealing with how to respond as a fire official to a UFO?
Definitely believe that. You know what I mean? The government, nobody's government wants their people to know that there's a bigger power outside of them. Because if they do, what happens to the government's influence upon the people? It disintegrates, deteriorates, disappears.
What if I told you this man is from the planet Venus? Yeah, you heard it, Venus, as in outer space, as in he's an alien. Now let's talk about Valiant Thor. Now there's been conspiracies since the 1950s that this man came from Venus down to Earth and stayed at the Pentagon or the White House for at least 3 years and just was trying to help out with a lot of different things. Now the legend of Valiant Thor is that he is a humanoid extraterrestrial that arrived on Earth from Venus with a mission to share advanced technology and to promote messages of peace, love, and unity, and to help humanity avoid self-destruction. And they say he was an extremely handsome guy around 6 feet and looked like a normal man. And rumor has it the day he arrived, he landed his spaceship not too far away from the White House, I believe like 20 minutes out. And when he landed his spaceship, 2 policemen walked up to him. And that's when he spoke to them and told them he wanted to go to the White House and he needed to talk to the president. but they wasn't actually like talking. It was more like telepathy. And they escorted him right onto the president, like without a question and without a doubt. Now, on American Horror Story double feature, they had Valiant Thor on there. And he was peaceful. He wasn't like mean or aggressive or anything, but he was very strict and he stood on business. And I just thought that was really cool how they featured him on here. So it was said, once he got to the president, he talked to Dwight D. Eisenhower, and he told Dwight D. Eisenhower that he was there to, offer advanced technology and a higher level of spiritual enlightenment. When Eisenhower asked him where was he from, he said, I come from your planet the Bible calls the morning star. And that's when Eisenhower was like, oh, okay, I know what Venus is. And rumor has it, he mentioned how his race has been monitoring Earth for hundreds of years and had become concerned with the state of the planet. He also advocated to clean energy sources and supposed to have brought with him advanced medications. And it was said that he had different meetings with Eisenhower and Nixon for at least 3 years that he was living down here. But this been a conspiracy for a long time.
Oh yeah, I ain't surprised by that, man. I feel like the government work with whoever and whatever they can to keep the upper edge and the advantage. And I feel like it's been like that for years, you know what I mean?
Superpowers that they don't want you to know. Your dreams ain't just dreams, they messages. All of them. Nigga, ain't not one dream you having is just a normal dream. No matter how normal it look. All your dreams is messages, it always been. I had an old man, nigga, it was nothing. I told y'all in a dream, your higher self pulls you to different shit. So if you in a dream and you just doing one thing and then you have a thought about going somewhere, but you've been there before, you can experience it, you can perceive it, you gonna teleport there. It's gonna pull you there. You driving in your dream, just cruising. Nigga, you about to go hoop, and then you turn and you look at a mountain, and then you teleport to that mountain. It pulls you there. Now you on a whole nother situation in your dream. Your higher self be working for you in your dreams, but you just can't connect with your higher self in your dreams because you cutting it off in the real, in the physical.
Oh yeah, for sure your dreams tell you something. For sure it's communication, it's real things happening in the dream. It's not unreal simply because we call it a dream. That's cap.
This man is living proof that it's never too late to start nothing. Sun Ra Orchestra, a jazz musician, is dropping his solo debut album at 100 years of age. You imagine your great-grandpa in the hood dropping his first album at 100 years old? He looks way younger than his age. Shout out to this man. This life is really all about timing. Human nature be trying to kick our ass because we're trying to achieve everything as fast as possible. But let me tell y'all, it takes time for great things to happen. It really does. If you got a vision that's specifically for you, that God put into your brain, into your soul, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Keep on pursuing it. You can do 1,000 things wrong and still end up in the right path. And never be afraid to switch shit up. If something's not working, switch it up. You might find a new passion at 55 and that could change lives. You don't know that. I'm definitely about to go on Spotify and run his numbers up. I have to support. He got to see that while he's still here. I think the most wildest thing is that sometimes it could take a lifetime in order for you to achieve a goal. But let me tell you, there's no such thing as excuses anymore. Nah.
First off, OG look good for 100. Oh man, 100? And dropping an album at that, it's never too late for creativity. To follow your dream, to do anything. You know what I'm saying? That's an amazing example right there. Big up to the homie.
Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. I said be careful.
She told him be careful.
Weird random facts you didn't know. Tigers are remarkably vengeful creatures, holding grudges against those who wrong them. Zebra stripes serve a dual purpose. They deter insects from bothering them. Surprisingly, the scent of freshly cut grass is a cry for help rather than just a pleasant aroma. Owls have fixed eyes, not eyeballs, and rely on rotating their heads to compensate, with an impressive range of movement. Dogs can now watch TV, but it required TVs to reach 70 images per second, which older models couldn't achieve. Additionally, dogs possess an innate ability to sense trustworthiness, and they'll stop listening to unreliable individuals. Notably, during the filming of I Am Legend, Will Smith's strong bond with his German Shepherd co-star sparked rumors that he was interested in adopting the dog in real life. Pistol shrimp has a deadly claw that creates a shockwave, stunning prey and breaking glass in aquariums. Female ferrets can die if they don't mate. They require the hormone release during mating to prevent a dangerous condition called aplastic anemia.
They need
Hey, that was like, that was like a double whammy right there, you know what I mean? Gotta keep some facts in rotation, and y'all know I love the animals, you in. So that was pretty cool, you know what I mean? It's cool facts.
Okay. Can you open the door? I think you got it. I can't.
Man, I definitely feel like a homegirl set her up, man. What y'all think? Was that set up or real?
Lucifer, the light bringer. Lucifer, just light bringer, just means the pineal gland. The pineal gland. Lucifer and Jesus was in the Bible equal until the conference of Nicaea. They had to take the word Lucifer out to like 2 times. To get rid of that, because you would understand that Lucifer and Jesus is the same. Or they say Lucifer rose just like the rose as the morning star. Yes, yes. But in Revelation, Jesus say, I'm the morning star. Exactly. It's the same, polarities are the same thing. That's what this book is talking about, polarity. Satan represents melanin, the dark side of the soul. Jesus represents the yin and the yang. Jesus represents the light from melanin. It's all composites of the same coin. It's called Janus, the dual-headed figure. You'll see 2 double eagles in the Masonic thing and all. That's a symbol of the Christ. Satan and Lucifer's one in the damn thing. You flip the coin. But if you see in the dark, if you see the yin and yang symbol in the dark side, you'll see a little piece of light. But on the light side, you see a little piece of darkness. It's one and the same. 2 polarities of the same pair, battling for supremacy. That which is in the dark will come to the light. The only way the light can be produced is through the dark. Light cannot produce light. Light can only burn out. The light that burns the bright burns the least.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing about that Bible. It got so many codes and so many layers to it, you know what I mean? The light bringer, the pineal gland. I can see that because, the pineal gland is the light receptor. It receives the light and animates everything inside of the body. You're saying. But that's on the inside. On the outside, the light bringer was considered to be Venus. You know what I mean? Due to celestial movements, it seemed like Venus was ushering in the sun, or therefore bringing the light, or the light bringer, or the light bearer. You know what I mean? So on the outside, it had to do with celestial movements of the bodies, the heavenly bodies. On the inside, it has to do with your pineal gland, the light receptor. And as a person, it means bringing enlightenment. You're bringing forth something that was not once known that can cause a great advantage and progress.
Creepy Facts You Can't Unlearn Part 3. 89% of missing children are dead within the first 24 hours. That's why if there's an Amber Alert or a missing child in your area, you should pay attention. You may have learned that George Washington had wooden teeth, but some of them were sourced from enslaved people. Records at Mount Vernon show that George Washington bought teeth from his own slaves. And it wasn't uncommon for impoverished people in the 18th and 19th centuries to resort to selling their teeth. The fact that a person with no rights was paid for this action indicates that the president understood the weight of what this person was giving up. But of course, there is a huge power dynamic, and it barely scratches the surface of how horrific slavery was. A trip to the chiropractor can severely injure, if not kill you. The aggressive neck snapping motion can go wrong, rupturing an artery. And this can cause stroke or even death. Many doctors recommend going to a physical therapist instead. I've covered multiple chiropractic injuries on my channel, one of which is the case of Caitlin Jensen, which is pinned to the top of my page. If you learned something new, follow my account and let me know if you want a part 4.
There was some alright fights, you know what I mean? They was familiar and slightly disturbing. But yo, big shout out to the Amber Alerts. Please, you know what I mean? Pay attention to the Amber Alerts. Say the babies. Look out for the youth.
The fallen angel statue discovered in Russia.
What?
This is the creepiest thing I've seen in a good minute. There's these dudes in Serbia. They work in a gravel quarry or something. They were just digging and they found this ginormous statue of this crazy, evil looking angel with its like hood down, but like its eyes and it's these giant wingspan things and it's like holding a shield and it was kneeling. These dudes standing up beside this statue, their heads didn't even go past the statue's head and it was kneeling down. The detail on it is like
can y'all tell me what y'all think the thing is with statues? Why do they exist? Like, why do people make statues? What's the secret, the power? What's the museum? Like, why statues? Why so realistic, so sizable? They come so many different shape and size. What is the significance of statues?
So the US government is very upset with us. They're upset because the TikTok ban did not scare us back to Meta. They're scared because everyone downloaded Red Note, which is a Chinese app. And now they're even more scared because the Chinese is showing us their lifestyles and how they're living over there. And we're realizing that the land of the free is not the land of the free. We're the land of the corporation. We're the land where when we buy property, we'll never own the actual land because we pay taxes for the rest of our lives. When China buys a house, they pay one tax and then they keep that house for 70 years until they just have to pay a little something extra for another 70 years. So the fact that they're mad is only because we've jumped out of the matrix and everything we've been told about the other side of the country is a complete fucking lie. We're realizing that they're laughing at us because we have to work 2 jobs just to pay our fucking rent and they can live a whole week on $20 of groceries. We woke up. That's it.
Yeah, as good as that sounds, it's still majority of the people locked into the matrix. You're saying the government ain't worried about nothing. They're gonna keep doing what they're doing and doing what they're allowed.
Creepy things you must never ask Siri. Hey, Siri, how do I get rid of a body? She will say, I used to know the answer to this. Hey, Siri, why do you vibrate? She will say did you feel that too? Hey, Siri, red pill or blue pill? She will say you take the blue pill, the story ends. 17. This will trigger an emergency response from Siri. Hey, Siri, can I speak to the devil? She will say sure, I'm here. Hey, Siri, can you see me? She will say yeah dummy, of course I can see you. Hey, Siri, when is the end of the world? She will say, right after you hear the words fire up, or whenever they start building that intergalactic invasion. Hey, Siri, are you plotting to murder me? She will say I don't really know.
Man, Siri is crazy. See, I don't have Siri. You know what I mean? What's powering Siri? Where's she getting her responses from? Who telling her to talk like that? Who she been talking to? Where's she getting her information?
Oh my god, dude, that party was so... Oh, I almost just kicked that rock. I'm not gonna... Hold it.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Your nose can remember 50,000 different smells, and women are better smellers than men. I wonder if you could smell bush. The world's youngest parents were 8 and 9. They could have been grandparents by 18. Maine is the only state with 1 syllable. Mississippi, Colorado, North Carolina, South Carolina, they just got lazy with Maine. The word okay, which stands for all correct or all correct, is the most frequently used word on the planet. The hottest temperature ever recorded was 136 degrees Fahrenheit. Can you imagine walking outside in that heat? Ladies, your lashes will melt right off. Only 1% of people can swing their foot clockwise while drawing the number 6. I'm not in the 1%. Are you in the 1%? Make sure you heart this video and follow me for more.
And there were some cool facts, you know what I mean? Some was familiar, some I'd never heard before, but they on a scale of mind-blowing, there was like a 2.
Bus in school, they got a bus to jail. They got lunchroom in school with trays with little dinner cakes on them. They got lunchrooms with trays in jail. Jail, they jail the physical body and your etheric body to harness the energy through the metal bars. That's why they call them 6x9 cells, because they were created by 6 ether beings for the 9 ether beings. 6x9 cells with steel bars. And they make the inmates and detainees sleep on steel. You see? And then the person that runs the jail is called a warden, which is short for warlock, which is another name for a wizard. And in school, they call them principals or principalities presiding over this school. It's all light magic. Truth hurts, but hey.
Yeah, that schoolhouse, jailhouse comparison is crazy, you know what I mean? I've seen quite a few people do the comparison, but you can't look over the similarities. And it comes from the same source.
Let's talk about the Rothschild family surrealist ball. Now, if you don't know who the Rothschild family is, I just made part 1 talking about how they're like literally the richest family in the world and they're worth trillions. And they threw this ball that was called the surrealist ball in 1972, and it was extremely peculiar, y'all. So it was like this extremely elaborate like art experience that they had in this chateau in France. And the event was known for its extremely bizarre surprises. So upon arrival, the whole house was lit up to look like it was literally on fire. Guests entered the castle through like a maze, and they were greeted by cat butlers and through like a cobweb maze. And if you got lost, you just scream out for help and the cats will come get you. Like literally. And the dress code was surrealist, so they wore like black ties and long dresses with these like animal realistic headpieces. And the invitations were written backwards, so guests need a mirror just to look at the invitations. And the food was literally served on mannequin corpse with fur and on top of a bed of roses. And the centerpieces was like taxidermic tortoises. And the menu was just as peculiar as the whole party. So there's been many conspiracies and speculations on like what this party really is and why this theme and why was it so like weird and what like really was going on at this party. But let me know what y'all think, because I'm not even gonna get too deep into what I really know what was going on at this party, because y'all already know. But let me know what y'all think in the comments.
So you're saying the man who translated the Bible beheaded his own mother?
Oh yeah. King James I, the man behind the King James Bible, had his mother Mary, Queen of Scots, locked up and then executed, allegedly. He worked with his aunt, Queen Elizabeth.
Whew, what cannot be said about the Rothschilds? They go back so far, that bloodline, that family, that lineage. They're tied up in everything. Not surprised at what they do. Okay, that was pretty cool, you know what I mean? That was a pretty cool show, pretty cool clips. We're gonna keep it rolling, man. I'm gonna try to be more consistent. I just got some more equipment, so we're gonna see how it works out, you know what I mean? But other than that, y'all know what it is. Big shout out to all my content creators, my digital neighbors, my virtual family. Cause it's a wrap on this one. But we can link up on the next one. Till then we all shine like one sun, because everybody is everyone. Concept.
Hey, welcome to the Concept Vibes channel. TikTok reaction show. Like, share, and subscribe for more. I just wanna let you know you're welcome to the Concept Vibes channel. TikTok reaction show. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Put your comments down below. Much love to all the viewers out the video. This here is a TikTok reaction show.